Do you find that some things work really well and then some things don't work very well? This is something that I've been fascinated with throughout my whole career of working in human potential. And I've worked with large organisations, I've worked with leaders, individuals, teams, and you see some things work and some things don't. It's fascinated me to the point that I've really started to explore, well, what is causing that? And funnily enough, it's simple. It's all about nature. In fact, many of our ancient philosophers have said that if we move away from the way in which nature works, then it just doesn't work. And it is actually that simple. Leonardo da Vinci, the Vitruvian Man, was based on his famous quote, which says that everything is connected to everything. And it is so true. When we actually look at what we're doing, when we model off nature, we actually manage to duplicate something that can work quite well. If we just randomly try and come up with something, often it ends up having repercussions or has an effect that we don't really like in the end. So with all of the research that I've been doing, we've formulated the Intuit Institute, and I've been working with some amazing experts in different industries and fields, and we've explored this. What is it that makes things work? By looking at nature, we've come up with 6 key principles. We call it the natural human design framework of 6 principles. And with these 6 principles, they pretty much hone in on why things work so well. So I'm pretty excited to share some of that stuff with you. So listen in. This might be something that might be solving one of the things that you're experiencing right now. It could be anything. It could be something to do with your business. It could be something to do with your team, in your own personal life, or in your work and career. And see if these principles are missing, or if even one of them are missing. That could be the secret to you finding out how you can really solve what you're dealing with. So we have 6 principles, and probably the easiest way to explain it is to give you a real example. I live in Manly Beach, Sydney, Australia, and I have this amazing piece of ocean that you can swim across to, and I notice a lot of swimmers do it. They're called the Bold and the Beautiful, and they go about 1.6 kilometres over to Shelley Beach and back. It's an actual nature reserve, so they're an amazing array of fish. But, first step for many people, including myself, was I don't want to go in the ocean, but scared of sharks. But the funny thing is, by applying these 6 principles, I've actually done something that is one of the most beautiful, exhilarating things that I love doing in my life. And I know it's also very good for me, being in the ocean and having that exercise. So I'll go through the 6 principles so you get a bit of an idea what we're talking about. When you get all of them, it just seems to make everything work. So the first principle is flow. So ultimately, when you're wanting to go into the ocean, you need to actually go with the waves. So there's something that's happening really subtly where you start to learn to flow with things. If you try and go against a wave or a rip, it just doesn't work. Luckily, I'm in the safety of my group of people, so that's connection. Having people to support us. When we want to do something new, it's really good to have that connection and support. So I have a bunch of people who I swim with regularly, and we go on out there. I learn from them, they learn from me. We start supporting some new people, and that connection is really invaluable. I feel safe. And then it's not just the connection with people, but it's the connection I'm feeling now with this vast, expansive ocean. Connection to something bigger than myself. Connection knowing that I'm in this unknown territory, which really links to principle number 3, the unknown. Humans really need to have things that we're not aware of. It gives us more exhilaration, wonder, curiosity, awe, rather than things always being predictable. Sometimes in our world we're encouraged to have everything predictable, but it just makes things really boring. The ocean swimming for me is a perfect example of being able to embrace the unknown and then receive so many benefits from that. By the time I was doing a few of these, I found actually within 3 months, one day I was swimming alone along the rocks this time, but I didn't actually feel like I needed to swim with anyone, when originally there's no way I would have gone into the ocean and done that beautiful swim. So having flow, connection, and the unknown is really getting us being way more natural, way more authentic to who we really are. It gives us that spark again. The second 3 principles are about starting to intentionally create a life, create a career, create change in whatever we're wanting to do. And it's about, in this order, attract, create, and then intuit. So when I'm in a good mood, I attract great stuff. When I'm not in a good mood, I might not. And the same goes as when I was in the ocean. When I started to freak out a little bit, it wasn't helping. And then people would tell me to calm down, go with the flow, be in the flow state, and then all of a sudden I was able to come in on the waves just so much more easily. So attracting is key, and often people start off when they want to do something and they go straight into, let's create that. But if you're not in the right frame of mind, you'll tend to attract the wrong things. So you might say, I want to create this, but then if you're in a bad mood, just think what you're going to create. So by putting ourselves into that state of being where we are attracting the things we really want to attract is key, and then we can do some amazing things where we create. Now with nature, creation isn't just about, I'm going to bring this product to market. It's about, I'm going to create something that's beautiful and that's going to be good for people and planet. That tends to be how nature works. So when we follow that, we create great things. So I've created a great sense of routine. I've created probably a very healthy body. I've created wonderful friendships, and I have created a really strong sense of knowledge and connection to the fish in the ocean. Lastly, the Intuit is all about bringing everything together. And it's what animals do. They intuit things. They are intuitive. To intuit is to bring all 6 principles together and sense what the next thing is that we need to do.